The sun has blazed my shoulders, it's hanging my shadow from the vagaries of my past. It's a story that's so familiar to anyone who's seen and done the same. So I'll explain how we're the sons of avarice. I'm walking forward towards my life. I can walk through every wall. I was 6 feet tall. State my case. I hold my tongue. I know I say something I regret. Don't blame me. Just strike the match and walk away. Let me in. I've seen better days. Don't lay down. Take it on yourself and tell me that you want it. You want it. You want it. You want it. Don't lay down. Take it on yourself and tell me that you want it. You want it. You said you want it. If you bring the fuel, I'll bring the flames. And set it off, not what you want, I'm what you need. A ticking time bomb, just strike the match and let it take. Let me in, liar, let it blaze. Don't lay down, take it on yourself and tell me that you want it. You want it, you want it, you want it. Don't lay down, take it on yourself and tell me that you want it. You want it, you said you want it.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Rocky Game 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports at Work.
Hello and welcome everybody once again to the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. We are coming at you live with the Rand Designs 35 lap race here at Road America up here in Wisconsin. So we've seen the Xfinity guys do some good work here, and that was a very exciting race kind of earlier on in the season. So we look forward to what these big boys have in stock for us here today with these Cup cars. I am joined in the booth, as always, by Mr. Alan English. Alan, how you doing today, man?
Great, man. Looking forward to this race. It's 14 different turns. We got a good, cool uphill section out of turn 14 up towards the start-finish line. Some heavy braking zones, as we'll see, like into turn 5 especially, turn 12 as well, Canada Corner. So, very, very cool track. Hopefully these guys put their practice in because it's going to be pretty challenging out there today.
And down there on pit road, once again, not getting lost because I think he's been here before. So that's going to be Mr. Adam Turner. Adam, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. You know, I don't know much about this stuff. I'm kind of lost. All I know is where it's Wisconsin. They like beer, they like cheese, they like cows and stuff like that. So I'm cool here. It's a little different, turning left and watching these guys turn left. But we did watch this race, like you said earlier in the year, with the Midwest Days of Thunder guys, and it was a fun race. Track's a little warm, 96 degrees. I think that could make it a little slippery at the beginning. 80% fuel, 0 fast repair, and here's my deal with this, and I'm not good at this by any means, but slow is smooth and smooth is fast. That'd be my mantra going into this race.
Yeah, that's actually pretty solid. I think when we get to the key of the race, you're gonna see. But yeah, nice sunny day out there, and track time not doing too bad. Nice fall day here, and yeah, these drivers are gonna have their hands full as he's going around this track, and that key to the race is gonna be keep it on the track. If you keep it on the track, I can almost guarantee you a very, very good finish here, because I know a lot of people are gonna have some mistakes going into some of these turns.
It's really easy to overdrive a corner here or underbrake a corner. As I found out a few minutes ago, I ran a couple of little practice laps here because I don't think I've ever been in a Cup car here before, and it was a different kind of experience, but they just seem to brake like a dog, especially like turn 5 in a downhill braking zone like that. You really have to, find a point on the track where you think you should be braking and then back it way up, because that downhill section is brutal on braking.
As we do join these guys in the middle of the qualifying. Holy smokes, Greg Klein putting in a blistering lap time in the 2:14. Same thing with Eric Fiorello and Taver Mowry. Man, that's quick. What we were seeing in practice was 2:15. So Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello and Taver Mowry all finding another second out there.
And Greg and Eric teammates up there. It wouldn't surprise me if they did a little co-op practicing with each other, as they're both pretty decent road course drivers.
Yeah, we talked to Greg last week, I think, about, we know he's good at these road courses. It's just a matter of not letting the pressure get to you, I think, for them. Those two angry idiots may be sandbagging this thing in practice because they're ripping off quick laps in qualifying here.
Which is... Oh, go for it.
I was just going to say, Taver Mowry no slouch either. He's 400s off Eric Fiorello, and we've seen Eric do a lot of endurance stuff. He loves this road course racing, so pretty good job of the 5 of Mowry to get that close to him.
As we see, it looks like Taver will unfortunately have to use that first lap that he did, because he's now running all over the place here. And you know what? That's what we were kind of describing to you all earlier in that key to the race. You got to keep it on the track.
There's a couple spots on this track too, Adam, that we learned about before. Last time we raced here, where we might see some dirt and gravel get kicked back up on the track as guys go into those zones where you have that runoff area, that protection there to help slow the cars down before they hit a tire barrier or a wall. But a lot of that material can get up on the track, and some guys might have some issue with it.
Yeah, they need to probably get somebody out there to fix that. Some concrete man, like a Michelob, Richard Gray, he could get out there and fix that. He could pave that track and have no problems with gravel.
So somebody with a broom out there just kick that crap off.
Well, you need a permanent solution.
Hey, that permanent solution is hiring somebody.
Permanently hire a temp worker. That's what they need.
Yeah.
Well, you could do that. You just feed them beer and
I'd do it.
sauerkraut and
Hey, sign me up, man.
bratwurst. I think that's what goes on up there. Cheese curds. Just give them a plate full of that.
Oh, fried cheese curds. Holy
Tell
smokes.
them to go sweep the track while these cars are on the other side. You play Frogger in the meantime.
Yeah. While we are still here, kind of putting some laps together, we're gonna actually watch Justin Malarkey come across the line, see if he improves his time at all, which he does not. So your top three still stand. Let's kind of go through what these standings look like, as this is now the beginning of round number 2. As you can see here, points-wise, you got Malarkey, Mowry, Frey up there, kind of the top 3, with Tony Fry, getting the big win last week. But then you also got Joe Neidick, Mike Simone, Mike Pimpere, Derek Schimmel, Justin Barkley, Matt Forns, Eric Fiorello sneaking his way in, Stephen McComas finding his way. Same thing with Pete Van Sprundle. All these guys, getting ready, and they're racing here today. And man, it's you don't really want to head into Dega needing a good race at Dega, because some days Dega just gonna Dega.
Well, and look at the names that are right here on this this round of 12. There's a couple of names missing from there. One of them's Greg Klein. He just he had several off weeks, and it just kind of hurt him in the points and wasn't able to advance. But Eric Fiorello down there at the 25 machine, if he can do well enough here to get a win, he'll be locked into that next round. And a lot of guys, they're looking at the schedule, as you mentioned, at the next race or two. They really want to get locked into that next round today if they can.
Yeah, if this is the race to be locked in, because next week is Talladega, and we know chump to champ to chump, whatever. Anything can happen next week. So if you have the opportunity to win this thing, you're basically stealing your way into the next round.
That's right.
And so then let me ask you guys this for this case, right? So let's just say, for example, the race goes how the qualifying's going right now, and Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello are kind of neck and neck, coming a little last lap. Will Greg give up the win to let Eric Fiorello take that win and guarantee his way into that next round?
Greg's a very competitive dude. However, them being teammates, they might have some kind of deal for that. I wouldn't say it's impossible, but Greg's a pretty competitive guy, as we all know, and I'm not 100% sure they'd have some kind of deal like that. But,
well, he should. I mean, to be honest, he should, and he should be blocking everybody and starting fights, everything else. He should be a teammate to Eric at this point, because he's got no shot. I know he wants to win, but
and look, Adam, we've heard a little bit of silly season stuff going on that Greg Klein might be a car owner for that team next year. So a little bit of silly season rumor mill material there for you, but we'll hear more about that as the playoffs continue.
So these guys start to grid up, and as you can see, not a lot of people sitting in a lap. I think they might have just drifted off the track just a smidge and got that incident point for an off track, and that invalidates that lap time.
Only takes one.
And yeah, just just takes one, and that's what we're talking about. So watching there on the Facebooks, Grumpy Gramp Racing, 14 turns. He's lying. Well, I know it's what the track calls it, but yeah, it's really like 12 turns, but they count a couple mini turns in some of these straights,
Right.
and it's just a BS number that they throw out there, and yeah, keep it on track. That ain't no code. That's what you got to be doing here.
Yep, that's right. Appreciate them guys pitching in to help officiate some of these races. Grumpy Gramps Racing, a couple of their personnel sitting up in the admin booth today, working black flags and keeping track of these guys. So appreciate all the help that the GGR guys are giving us coming over and racing in MDOT. And there's a lot of value added having guys that do what they do and make it fun. And those guys are sitting up there. I'm sure they're enjoying it. Don't black flag nobody yet.
Well, why not? I mean, let's do it. Well, and what about Ram Designs? Thanks to them for sponsoring this race, and should be interesting. Let's put it that way.
That it should, as our drivers start to make their way around this track, doing a little bit of a formation lap to get this thing back going to green flag racing. We'll do your little bit of a grid rundown. You got Greg Klein taking pole position here, with Eric Fiorello just coming up short. Same thing with Taver Mowry. So that's going to be your starting three, with Justin Malarkey qualifying fourth, with Joe Neidick. He's going to be starting here in fifth, so a pretty good run from Joe. Tony Fry, another good run. Maybe that threat about sleeping on the couch week in and week out is helping him out, so he's going to be starting here in sixth, with Derek Schimmel in seventh. Looks like next will be Stephen McComas in eighth, as the two Grumpy Grant racers there you see on the screen are just in the booth, and not everybody did qualify. So Grumpy Gramps, you're getting a pretty good start here in the top 10, but not really. And then Corey Wakefield, he's going to be starting in ninth, with Pete Van Sprundle rounding out that top 10.
I don't know if you said Stephen McComas yet, but I'm showing him starting right behind him, or right in front of him, right in front of Wakefield. I've got 26 of Buckley, the 48 of William Brown, 27 of Mike Simone running that Southwest Airlines paint, pretty cool paint, 21 of Michael Pimpere, Matt Fornson the 10, Rainier Beer Machine, and Macaroni Man, Justin Barkley in that 22, starting in the rear, but looking to move up today, so good luck, fellas.
Right now, we still have William Brown is sitting in the pits. I don't know what's wrong. Something's wrong with his car or him, or who knows.
I wonder if he just ran out of time with his little bathroom break or something and missed the grid. So he's going to be starting in the pits, which most of the time at oval tracks that's going to hurt you, but here at a road track you can make up some of that time. It's not it's not too bad.
Maybe he foresees a little trouble on this first lap. We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, it's only a 4 mile lap here, around the track with the pace car. So
it's a heck of a long way. That's here to town,
Oh yeah, at least.
Graham said the old potty pit start. Yeah, that might be what it is.
Well, the air here is alive with the sound of these big old engines here today, and something this track really doesn't see too much of. It typically hears GT3, some GTE, some LMP cars, so those fancy road cars, and so we're going to be seeing some big time power being put down here as they enter into this final section. The pace car is going to be pulling off here in just a moment as we come into this final turn. Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello will lead this one off. Taver Mowry looking to find his way up into that next round himself, looking to maybe pull something away, but here we go. Green flag's getting ready to come on out, coming up the hill for the first time here today. and green flags waving. Away we go. A great start here to the race today.
Here they come, pulling up that hill into their first braking zone of the night.
First braking
how
zone,
they
a
do.
very, very hard braking zone, and it's going to be the same thing as they come back down the hill. Greg Klein able to maintain the lead off of that start, and coming through turn number 2, or is it 3? I don't know. Either way, they're coming down, heading down this kind of not so straight away. Got a little kink in it, but this is probably going to be where we're going to see most of the mistakes happen, as everybody seems like they're relatively making it through just all right. But coming down this hill, man, this is a very tough braking spot, and looks like quite a few guys getting through it just fine, so you know that's definitely somewhere where they practiced.
And they're being careful with these cold tires. They know that the pressure's not built up yet. So pretty wise decision of, just go ahead and take a little bit of extra care this first lap or 2 in these heavy braking zones.
Yeah, lap 3 or 5 or 2, I don't know. Michael Buckley had a little issue. Got in that gravel, but he's back out there. So, no harm, no foul again.
As everyone's all relatively spaced out here. I mean, we're single file. It's not easy to pass on a road course in general, but especially in these cars, that's gonna be a tough one to do. And looks like everyone's doing a pretty good job. I know we've seen a couple people maybe drift off the track just a little bit, but otherwise, everyone's doing a pretty good job. As looks like Mike Simone making some moves here, getting around Mike Pimpere and Stephen McComas.
Yeah, I was about to say, I was watching him. He's ripping through him. He's right here with Pete Van Sprundel there. And then where's the beef car? See what can happen there. He's really quick at this point. What do we got in the grass?
Funny story, the other day I was in Dallas, and actually Dallas Love Field has a little museum there for aviation museum, and Southwest has a few display aircraft and stuff there. Kind of neat to see.
As
Corey
man, Corey Wakefield having some problems in that final corner, able to get it back up onto the track, but man, with all these guys trying to get around, that's
dangerous.
That's dangerous. But you can also see here, William Brown. Man, it looked like he stayed in there for quite a while in the pits, so he's already lapped down. So he's going to have to work his way up through this field. Oh, as he drifts out onto the grass.
There he goes.
Thankfully, a big runoff area there, so it's really no danger of hitting anything. But
Yeah, I just had a flashback. Listen to English there. You sound like Roscoe Pico Train. that was awesome.
Yeah.
Everybody who knows who that
He was
is.
my idol when I was a kid, man.
I
wanted
can
to be
tell
just like
you were there.
as
Good
Michael
racing back here.
Michael Pimpere. Oh no, Corey Wakefield spins around and
man, he's got damage that time.
he went into the wall just a little bit, so he's going to have some front end damage. Don't think that's going to affect him too much as long as the steering is all right. I think that's going to be the thing we see people get fixed if they hit something, is they don't really care about the superficial stuff, but you kind of need to turn the car.
Well, Steve McComas just made a fancy move against Pimpere, Mr. Maine there. Getting a little racy back here in the 10th through 12th, 13th.
And look who's right behind him, that Seattle Kraken machine. It's the 10 of Matt Fornes in hot pursuit of the 21.
What is he What are they cracking? I don't understand. Cracking.
Eggs, walnuts, pecans, I don't know. No, it's the mascot it's like a big squid thing or something. For the hockey team.
I don't understand.
Yeah, and it's good to see Justin Barkley running that actual mac and cheese paint once again.
Oh yeah, love that paint. I think Michael Simone, Red State Mikey, I think he painted that car. Speaking of car paints, tonight's race sponsor, Ram Designs, they're on Facebook. Check them out. They do a lot of logo design as well. So if you've got a team or a company you want a logo design for, they do graphic design as well as paint race cars. Even if you want a wrap done for a vehicle, they can send the design to your local vinyl shop and they'll print it out for you and apply it for you. So check them out, Ram Designs on Facebook.
As we still got a good race going on here between Pimpere and McComas. Oh no, as McComas just gets one tire off onto the grass, and that is all it takes to go around here. So Stephen McComas losing all of that ground. Thankfully everyone was able to get around without too much of an issue, but that is a big time bummer for him, as he was running pretty good there racing with Mr. Pimpere, and looks like Corey Wakefield's going to be sitting there in the pits for a little bit.
And we don't have an incident limit here, so you don't have to worry about disqualifying for, getting too many off tracks or anything like that. But these guys are really going to try to keep it on the track, as you mentioned during the key of the race. You really got to stay on the track to keep control of that car. So they're going to do the best they can here tonight.
Matt Forns and the guys in the back, really, and Vance Brundle, Pimpere, Brown, just a good little battle. I mean, this is pretty much the fun part of it right now, because I'm looking up there and Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello are kind of handling the situation early.
Yeah, you can see that they are still kind of nose to tail just a little bit, knowing that those two are kind of teammates. However, they are putting ground, pulling away from Taver Mowry there. Oh, as I think Eric had a better final corner there as they come up the line. Looks like Greg Klein might give Eric the position here. So Eric Fiorello taking the lead of this one early.
Oh, man.
Yeah, you're talking about sponsors. We're in Wisconsin. I really think any guys into, work for the beer companies or whatever, English and I need a sponsor for our races, especially a race like this. We need at least a six-pack of Tall Boys. Kind of choke this thing down. It's kind of rough. Left turn, right turn, I'm not real familiar. I think the six-pack of Tall Boys, whoever wants to sponsor us,
the practice session.
Yeah,
that'll just be for practice.
Ooh,
we would help.
As Eric Fiorello had a problem back there in one of those corners. Let's let me see if you know what? Here we go. Here it is. Oh yeah, Eric using every inch. Same thing with Taver Mowry. Man, Taver, he might have actually went all the way into the wall.
Ooh.
In kind of that second corner coming down that hill. He dropped a few positions there, looking to make up some ground, but golly.
That was that Canada corner, wasn't it? I think that's one of those ones that's kind of deceiving. You really have to get on the brakes early to make it through there. Joe Archer on YouTube saying, "Love the Cup cars here." Yep, they're a little bit easier to drive, I think, than the Xfinity cars here. They just stop like a dog, man. I don't know what it is about these things.
And so Taver Mowry, who was running third, and that's where he started here today. He's got some work to do to kind of move his way back up. We still do have a pit stop, which is going to come right around laps 13 to 15, somewhere kind of in that range. And but he's right now trying to chase down the 64 of Tony Fry.
A couple of guys like Red Stick Mike Simone up 7, and that feller in the 10 car, Matt Forns, he's up 7 spots as well, on the move. So good job on those guys. Barkley and that macaroni machine up 6th, or up 6 positions in 12th place. And he might have shook the little voodoo he had on that paint. I'm not saying he's a superstitious man. I'm just saying, he might be trying that paint again just to see if it's still bad luck for him.
And how about that 48 of William Brown after starting in the pits? He's now sitting here 9th, having a pretty good run of it today and making up some ground. He's got a whole lot of ground to make up if he wants to spoil anybody's chances of guaranteeing themselves a spot in the next round.
If you guys at home watching on the streams on Twitch, YouTube, or Facebook, if y'all are wondering why Corey Wakefield, the 16 machine, is still sitting in the pits, these guys don't have fast repairs in Cup Series. So he probably had some pretty good front end damage because there's a lot of runoff area here at this track, but there's a couple of spots where you get real close to the wall right there, and it was one of those spots is when he had that problem, and he had some major damage to that race car. That's why he's been sitting in the pits now for right at about 5.5 minutes.
As we got the 24 of Joe Neidick catching up to that back bumper of Justin Malarkey, and this is going to be a little battle for third we got here. If I remember in the Xfinity series, Joe Neidick had a pretty good run, so Joe knows his ways around this track.
Yeah, well, I don't. I mean, honestly, it looks like foreign writing to me out here. Just watching left turn, right turn, I'm getting kind of dizzy, guys, so y'all going to have to help me. But I do know that Eric and Greg, Angry Idiots, are putting on a pretty good show up here in the front.
Yeah, they're putting on a road course clinic up in the front. Malarkey not doing too bad either. Though he's about 6.5 seconds behind him. Holding his own, though.
Holding his own, like I said, having a little bit of pressure there from the 24. However, their lap time's not going to be really that good enough to make up some ground. But like I said, we still got that pit stop coming up, and after that, that's game on, boys. Anything can happen, as Eric has found his way back up to his teammate and race leader Greg Klein after that little excursion through the grass. And kind of just looking through this field, some people who haven't been off track yet. Greg Klein, he's sitting up there in first, no off tracks. Justin Malarkey, Joe Neidick, they haven't been off track yet. And same thing with Michael Pimpere, who is right now sitting in 10th, but it's keeping it on that track is going to help out these people.
Adam, you're down there in the pits. When do you think you'll start seeing some cars roll through there?
I have no idea. I don't know.
I think the math we kind of were talking about a little bit during the practice session, I think we were looking at about lap 13 at the earliest and lap 15 at the latest.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah, go ahead.
Then why did you ask me? You know I'm down here in my cooler down here just trying to dig up another cold beer.
I was asking you for a prediction. I didn't want you to do any heavy math or anything.
Oh, yeah, I didn't. Sorry, I got confused.
I'm sorry, man. I thought you would have remembered something.
Just because I'm in the pits down
30
here.
30 minutes ago.
Yeah, doesn't mean I know anything about it. What I'm concerned about, and this is a real question for y'all, how do these pit cycles work? What is your strategy, especially if you're out front? Are you just going until those things are about to fall off? Because how is that going to work out once all the pit cycle is through?
Alan, I think you and I probably both agree on this, is you run it like you run an endurance race. You try to go a full fuel run, which means do whatever you got to do to take care of these tires, because they're not going to throw a full course caution here. So it's up to the driver to take care of those tires for as long as he can, and I think that's what they're probably going to do. They're probably going to make a whole fuel run.
Yeah, as Pete Van Sprundle there had a little bit of a problem coming down that hill and making the turn, so he went a little wide and went off track. Same thing, we saw Joe Neidick able to get around Justin Malarkey. So Joe Neidick finding his way up into third as Eric Fiorello has really caught up to that back bumper of Greg Klein. But yeah, it's going to be one of those things where, especially up here at the front, right? Like Greg Klein, Eric Fiorello, they're so far out in front, right? They can save fuel, they can save tires, they can do whatever they want right now. But for a lot of these guys, they may want to try to push it that full fuel run. But if they're pushing it hard, they're going to want tires more than they're going to want fuel, especially this being a 35-lap race. If they're looking at a 15-lap max of fuel, we're looking at maybe a second pit stop.
Yeah. Go ahead there, English.
Joe Archer on YouTube saying, Archer Motorsports will arrive in Cup next season. Can't wait to have a Canadian in the field. Yeah, and as always, these guys, especially guys like Joe starting up a new team, they're probably looking for drivers. So they're watching pretty close. Maybe the guys running in Cup that maybe want to jump teams, or they're really looking at the crop of Xfinity drivers, because we have a ton of them, and trying to see who the guys are they want racing for their team. So I'm sure Joe's already been doing some head hunting, and it'd be exciting to see Archer Motorsports in Cup next season.
Yeah, I hope they have a maple leaf somewhere in their car.
Oh, that should be required.
I think it's probably by law. And we can't report any of your winnings if you win anything, because the Canadian government will steal everything you have
We'll take it, yeah.
with their taxes. That's a whole nother issue.
So we take a quick break from the action up there at the front. We watch William Brown here making his way up to 8th. He's still kind of working on that back bumper of the 27, Mike Simone, who's been having himself a pretty good run here.
Yeah, Joe said he's watching the Xfinity and Cup, head hunting for drivers.
Yeah, you never know who wants to trade off,
Oh,
People
yeah.
get mad at their teammates. We have fights and cool stuff happen, or people get fired. I mean, there's amazing stuff that happens here with Midwest Days of Thunder. We have ARCA, trucks next season, Xfinity, and Cup. So you kind of work your way up and down, whatever you want to do. You want to work your way to the top, you better bring those bootstraps and start there in ARCA and work your way up, right?
That's right, as the 26 of Buckley had a chance to maybe get around Michael Pompere, but he just goes off and into the gravel. Just tells you, how difficult it is to break these things, because, man, he had that thing woed up as much as he could, even maybe trying to throw out an arm to add some air resistance, but not able to quite do that. So he's going to lose a lot of time, and he was looking at trying to move his way up into that top 10, but unfortunately he's now going to have some pressure from a couple guys coming up behind him, of Stephen McComas and Matt Forens, as Matt Forens right now looking to the inside of McComas, coming into this first turn, and he loops it as McComas goes to
Forens.
They both yeeted it.
They both sent it in there, and we're going to have a race. Who gets back on the track quicker is going to be Matt Forens. However, that's also going to allow Pete Van Sprundle, who kept it kind of under control there, to sneak on through everybody. So big gainer from that is Sneaky Pete.
Well, that was pretty good timing right there, Brown. Yeah, man, I think one was looking in the rear view, and one was looking to pass, and the old double yeet. I'd love to see that.
Double yeet.
And especially with these being the not the next gen's cars yet, with the 5 gears. You got 5 gears here, and I think that's what happened to Forens, is he might have downshifted just a little too early and got some wheel hop, and around he went.
Grumpy Gramps was trying to start some crap. They said if Archer's cars have a maple leaf on them, they'll never make it out of the first round of the playoffs. Oh, no!
Well, here's shots fired.
Oh, man, shots fired.
We're not talking hockey. We're talking just a maple leaf from the flag. I think there's a lot of hockey guys in here.
There might be. Well, Joe's not afraid of these guys. He'll jump over on Facebook.
No, I know he's
and
not.
give me a
That guy's a real farmer, man. He went across this
Guy's
whole
tough.
country. Yeah, man. We'll take up for you, Archer.
Oh, no!
Matt Forens.
Matt Forens, Pete Van Sprundle's been blinking a little bit here. So he might have been distracted by that, as it looks like Sneaky Pete was driving off into the grass, and might have messed up Matt Forens just doing that kind of focus on that back bumper, and sometimes you follow it whether you want to or not.
Like the 22's got quite a bit of damage on that machine, but he's still hanging in there, still at 4 spots. Macaroni Man, Justin Barkley.
Oh, Sneaky Pete just got snuck past there.
Yeah,
Hey,
bullets
look,
came around him.
It looks like he might have given that one up, Sneaky Pete did. So Matt Forens up into 12th here. as race up at the front is still running about the same as Stephen McComas was able to get back around the mac and cheese of the 22 of Barkley. Someone making up some ground here, Taver Mowry, after that kind of lap 3, I believe it was, incident coming down right before that not so straight straightaway. Got making up some ground here. He's hauling butt right on up to that back bumper of Justin Malarkey, who normally we see, doesn't do so hot with the qualifying. He was able to qualify here at 4th just because he wasn't going off the track or anything. But I think this might be the equalizer for him. He's not heading up through this field like we normally see him do.
And the 73 is consistent. And Taver Mowry had a great couple of laps and qualified well. He practiced well. He's still in the top 5. We're not taking anything away from what the 5 of Taver Mowry's done. He's down 2 positions. He started in 3rd, but he's still hanging in there. He's, he's a second off of the 73's bumper. So Taver's still hanging in there. Don't count that guy out to maybe pick up a podium tonight.
Yeah, well, what do you think's going on in the headsets of Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello and the Angry Idiots? Do you think they're just keeping themselves calm here? Hey, let's keep.
Oh, 70's around. Oh, the 22's T-boned them. The 70 and the 22 got wrecked.
Oh, big contact there.
That sounds fun. Oh, Eric Fiorello got a little loose. Sorry to bust Joe's bubble back there.
Let's go back and take a look what happened here between Barkley and McComas heading in through the kink. Oh, both of them and Pete Van Sprundle all heading wide there, and the 22 had kind of nowhere to go other than to just ditch it, and so that's going to be big time contact. Watch that one more time, and you can just watch a couple cars here into the wall. Oh, the 22 had really nowhere to go carrying that amount of speed and just gets that kind of back quarter of the 70. And so big time contact from those guys. Thankfully, they're relatively close to the pit, so they can come on down pretty quickly. Looks like the 22 is going to stay out there until his fuel run's done by the looks of it, though.
Joe Archer now defending himself on Facebook, giving the Grumpy Gramps some of it back. Good on him. Little Canadian pride defended right there.
But to go back to your question there, Mr. Turner, because I know we had some action there, but what Eric's probably doing right now is he's probably listening to some country station on Pandora or something, and just kind of in cruise mood, occasionally saying, "Hey, Greg, I got a run on you, just heads up." And Greg Klein's probably sitting there with his squeaky brake pedal and going, "Hey," the kind of normal sounds that we hear from these guys. But
no, the man of few words and just brake pedals. I got you.
But yeah,
Fiorello might be listening to the Eye of the Tiger or something too. I think he likes a little classic rock.
yeah. So, but these guys right now, they can see the gap behind them.
Huge gap.
They're in just full cruise mode. They don't really need to be pushing it too hard or anything like that. And
as long as they can stay out of each other, they can stay way out front, I think. Sorry, Brown, didn't mean to cut you off there, but
no, it's all. I was pretty much done.
Well, I was curious about this. Eye of the Tiger is classic rock. I would consider that
look.
classic rock. That was a movie song and might have been a pop song at best. But
I'll give you that one.
It's a good song.
I'll give you that one.
But yeah, let's put it in the right genre next time.
Hairband stuff, I guess, can kind of be classic rock now. I don't know.
That wasn't really hair. It was pre-hairband. That was Rocky.
Who was that? Scorpion? Who did that song?
I don't even know. Probably ABBA. Hell, I don't know.
ABBA.
I don't know. Oh, man, I'm having to work harder than the real Mrs. Poindexter tonight because I don't know what this right turn's all about. Sorry, guys.
As Taver Mowry had a chance to maybe get around Malarkey, just wasn't able to get the power down like he wanted to, so Malarkey's able to hang on to that 4th position here, and In my opinion, one of the best classic rock bands out there is Nickelback.
Oh Lord!
Oh my God! You gotta start a firestorm on Facebook. God, jeez, I'm about to turn.
I can't hardly keep up with the Facebook comments already. Grumpy Gramps saying that Eric's probably singing "Take Me Home, Country Roads."
Yeah, he may be. That kind of fits more of his style. Oh, Brown, you got me on that one. We're having to recover.
No, the answer is no. I am not serious. That is not classic rock.
I knew you weren't. I knew you weren't. But it was funny. I loved it.
Just showing my age here a little bit from all you old timers. Oh yeah.
And Nickelhack, they were, they had a song or two there. It's kind of like Rick Astley. He had one song. What do they call it now? Getting Rickrolled?
He had a couple.
Yeah, get Rickrolled now.
Oh, as Taver Mowry looks in the inside of turn 1 on Malarkey here. Looks like Malarkey will give him the room, and Malarkey will go wide and kind of gets loose and into the tire barrier and goes around.
Oh, watch your relative, buddy.
Oh boy, oh boy.
Oh, man.
So William Brown able to get around him, and man, it doesn't look that tight, but man, when you're side by side, it's hard to keep this thing under control. Oh, as Tony Fry right behind Malarkey goes through the grass, after watching Malarkey himself kind of go through the grass there, but Tony Fry not losing any positions. He had a couple people behind him pit, so he's got a 1.5 million miles before anybody kind of sneaks up on him.
1,000 miles of nowhere, just like Dwight Yoakam used to say. I mean, they're kind of out in no man's land, and that happened. That was kind of crazy. But I didn't hear any comms. I didn't hear anybody.
Oh, it's just Malarkey. Maybe with some heat on those tires, or the tires are dirty or something, spins it out again. He's got to be careful because Tony Fry's going to be coming up here in just a second. Man, looks like Tony will not be able to get around him. But Justin Malarkey, maybe on some of these older tires, starting to struggle a little bit here as, we're kind of getting down to it. We're going to start seeing everybody come down for pits here pretty soon.
And I know you want to talk about racing, but Joe Archer's a Tom Petty man, is what he said.
Tom Petty from Florida. Nobody's going to argue that.
In Grumpy Grant Racing, he said Neil Young's his guy. Oh, Neil Young had a song that you could probably relate to. Turner, a song called "Old Man." As the 92 looks like he's pitting, and with the 25, so they worked out a pit strategy here. Sorry about that. I had to let that one fly.
Too much
activity. Old Man is a good song.
Okay.
It looks like the 24 of Joe Nidick will also come down pit road, so I think we're starting to see everybody come on in. Same thing with Taver Mowry. Taver's coming on in. The 48 of William Brown's going to come on in. If I'm right, I think everyone's going to be coming on in now as things start to kind of cycle through. And if
Malarkey lost it off track. Do you think he flat spotted those tires?
I don't know. He's got to be careful there though, as the 64 comes on in. So Malarkey missing that pit road. I wonder if he instead of trying to send it in there, is just going to go out there and do another lap. I don't know if he's got the fuel for it. But both Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello back there out on track right now as well.
I've been watching Malarkey, and I know he can drive really well, and his car just looks... The tires or something is not right with it, and hopefully he can get around here and get in the pits and get those... I think he flat spotted those tires. That's what they say, when real race car driver, they flat spotted them. Well, so I just learned that from TV.
Not only that, right, but he went into the tire wall there pretty hard, and people don't realize. I know they look squishy when cars hit them, but I mean, their tires aren't really the exactly softest thing to hit, and he does have some right front damage a little bit there, so his steering might be a little cockeyed right now.
As he spun, I saw him clip the tires twice and then hit the concrete barrier, the Jersey barrier there, once also. So I think that was with his front end.
Oh, I did the rewind. I saw the replay. It was right by the guy that was holding the "Let's Go Brandon" sign.
Okay.
That did happen. So that's probably what's going on. He's just having a rough time keeping it straight. Maybe not just the tires, the frame.
Ooh. Corey Wakefield still getting that machine repaired. The 16 machine still in the pits. He can still get out there and pass a couple people if we have some DNFs. The 25 way off the track here. Fiorello just went off the track right before the kink.
It looks like he was able to hold on to it, and really the only thing he lost is a little bit of time to Greg Klein up there, as we kind of saw that 16 machine at Corey Wakefield, and it looks like they're replacing the entire front end on that thing, including the engine.
Fiorello, man, what a great save. And yeah, he spent some time in the rough there, but able to save it, keep it straight, get back on the track.
But yeah, talk about an absolute clinic that, Greg Klein and Eric have been putting on here. Right now they're 12 seconds up on third place, which is Justin Malarkey, who I'm surprised he hasn't come down into the pits yet. I guess he does have a couple more laps, as these guys did pit on lap 12, so look for them to come on down again here on lap 24, as they're not going to make it to the end here. They're going to need one more pit stop.
And do you think Malarkey, with that eye in the sky, you know what I mean?
I was just about to say something. I'm glad you mentioned it, because Pennsylvania native Justin Malarkey, he does have a real-life spotter and crew chief in his ear talking to him. He's the only one out here in the field tonight. Usually he's pretty much the only one that does, but yeah, that takes a lot of pressure off of him, as he just has to drive the race car.
Yeah, as he spins it again coming into that hard braking zone corner.
Michael Simone! He's going to hit the wall!
Yeah,
he did!
Red
Stick Mike, oh no. Plowed the wall.
New tires, old tires, hell, I don't know what's going on.
That looked like it happened in slow motion.
Just coming down the hill, and you can watch here, he's going to lock those tires up and just skid and slide his way all the way to that inside wall. There's really nothing you could do, especially on these, racing slick tires. Once when you get off onto this grat and onto the gravel, there's nothing you can do, really. You just got to go along for the ride.
Yeah, there's just no traction. It's you might as well be in, locking your tires up through butter, as Tony Fry locks them up, hits the wall right before the tire barrier. Doesn't look like he put a whole lot of damage on 64, but that Viagra machine is back running.
Yeah, just getting loose out there, and boop, little love tap to the wall saying, "Hey, I see you." That's also going to allow some people to sneak on through, as William Brown and Matt Forns go side by side here for a little bit.
So Greg Klein just set the fastest lap of the race up there in first, a 2:15.04. Not quite as fast as their qualifying time, but this is you're not trying to set the fastest lap every lap. You're trying to just be consistent. And man, he one hell of a fast lap up there.
Well, he's fast. He loves these tracks. Sneaky Pete Van Sprindle is in the pits for the long haul. Wonder what's happening with his car.
We've seen him have a little bit of damage, so he might be getting some damage fixed out there. Looks like he's going to be coming out now, but Joe Nidick able to get back around that 73 of Justin Malarkey, who still does need to pit. He's going to have Taver Mowry sneaking up on him here in just a few seconds, as it looks like Michael Pimpere coming down pit road. But yeah, that gap up to the leaders is now 25 seconds between Eric Fiorello and Joe Nidick, so super just cruise control time. The fact that both Greg and Eric are both putting in lap times, Greg setting the fastest one there at 2:15.04, and
very close though. Yeah.
No slouch behind him. Eric Fiorello putting in a 2:15.18, so it's not like they're easing off of this one either. They're making sure they keep that gap up, and nothing too crazy happens behind them. Just in case they do make a mistake. I mean, these guys are human. They're not pro racers by any means, as the 25 gets a little loose coming in there, but able to hang on to it.
Well, I mean, they're pretty much pros. That's what they told me before this thing. But here's what I'm thinking. I think English is right. Greg Klein he wants to win too much. He's not
Yeah,
he's not gonna let Eric slide by him. Now Eric is capable of sliding by him at some point.
Yeah.
And I don't think he's gonna cut him any slack here.
As the 48 of William Brown is all over that back bumper of Michael Pepper. They're coming down into this kind of hard braking zone right now, and
Ooh, yeah.
both of them able to get that thing woed up. So that's some great driving from those two.
Thanks, Tom. Go ahead, sir.
I was just gonna say, you guys don't really realize how tricky and how actually really good those guys handled that situation there. That was just top notch.
Yeah, thanks to Tommy Stanley for watching us on Facebook as well and commenting. He's a Freddie Mercury guy. He loves him some Queen. And then a couple other comments, which are more or less digs at Malarkey Spotter, which I won't repeat, but having a little fun at Isaac's expense on Facebook.
I like that. We got to have fun. I mean, if you're having a bad day, it's good to-
He's a good sport.
Look at Florence in the Kraken machine trying to tear up Pimpere's American flag. You better be careful there. Don't tread on that flag.
As I come through this not so straightaway here and into another hard braking zone. I mean, not a lot of corners here aren't hard braking zones, but
That's a fact.
both of them getting back up together, and Matt Foran's looking to improve upon his position, maybe sneak up into that top 10 to get as many points as he can before they head on to Dega. Not too bad of a race from him so far, up 6 spots in 11th, as Pete Van Sprundle having a little bit of an issue into that, coming down that hill and into this kind of almost more than 90-degree left-hander, but able to avoid hitting anything.
Yeah, Adam, talking about treading on people, they might want to think twice about.
Oh, no!
Florence is in the gravel, hit the wall.
Oh, man.
Huge smash into the tire barrier. He has no front end now.
Sorry we talked about you, Matt. You were running real well.
Caster's first. There you saw it.
He got it. Just what were you trying to say before?
Oh, it looks like maybe Michael Pimper slowed up a little more than he was expecting to. Kind of got brake checked a little bit, and man, he's just unfortunate there for Matt Forns as Michael Pimper just kind of trying to run his own race and got. Thankfully, didn't get rear-ended there.
Yeah,
Isaac
Isaac
jumped on Facebook and says, "Hey, y'all just keep talking trash. That's why he's always in the top 5."
Ooh,
Oh man, Pimper, or not Pimper, Justin Barkley off track again, wrecked.
I like this fight, but I don't know what fight we're talking about. I don't have the FaceTime.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well, I'll have to catch up on this afterwards.
Yeah, don't tread. You talking about treading on people? Don't tread on Isaac Wilson either. I wouldn't mess with that guy. He's an 11 Bravo, so I think anyway. I think he's an 11 Bravo.
Thank him for his service.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. You know, when you're an 11 Bravo, when you go sign your paperwork, all you have to do is make an X. You know, you don't really have to sign your name, I don't think.
As William Brown continues to make moves, he's got the pass done there on Michael Buckley, who's had a pretty good race as they're trying to get around this slower car of Stephen McComas, who's just out there kind of trying to run his laps here, get all to the finish nice and clean, as Mike Simone is getting chased down by Tony Fry right now as well.
Oh, my mistake. He's not an 11 Bravo. He's a 91 Bravo, which is like a wheeled vehicle mechanic. It's he's a mechanic. He's a motor pool guy. He'll swing an 1.5 wrench at you. That's even worse.
Yeah, I don't need that. I'm delicate. I got the old man skin. Look at.
Oh, it's just Malarkey right after his pit stop having an issue coming down the hill just after that that kind of long straightaway and able to avoid hitting anything. But man, he went all over there. The kind of inside
You just
grab.
have to let me know where it is, because if it's near the "Let's Go Brandon" sign, then I'll know. I get confused on this track quite a bit.
So Eric Fiorello staying within a second or so of Greg Klein. Those two guys are just out there cruising around right now. Joe Neidick, he's doing what he can, but what do we got? 34 seconds behind. But hey, anything can happen. We've seen guys get off track and smack tire barriers, and
Greg
it
Klein,
even happen to guys that are fast here.
is Greg Klein, looks like he's running up on the lap traffic. Is that going to cause some issues?
It definitely will, because look how narrow this track is everywhere you go. You're going to have to fight for a position unless those guys in front of you are willing to, let you around. These guys are pretty courteous for the most part. We've seen a few dust ups and stuff, which, Adam, I know you're thrilled about, but
Yeah, I like
these guys get along pretty well.
As Michael Pimpere has caught up to that back bumper of Michael Buckley, who needed some magic to happen at the end of last week. Just couldn't quite get it to happen, though.
Yeah, Isaac said he's medically retired now, so
Good.
thanks for your service, bud.
Yeah, that's for sure. Anybody's looking for a broadcast team, I mean, I know Isaac does broadcasting. He's got his things on. We got our thing going, but we're looking for beer sponsors. That's really our deal. Not for Brown. He needs cash, but I think we could just do with beer, maybe.
Oh, McComas is in the gravel. Ooh, he's got it straightened up. He's back on the track now.
Yeah,
Thanks to Miss Pam on Facebook. She's pulling for Taver and Joe, of course.
Okay, well they're 3 and 4, so she's watching them have a good race.
Yeah, right now Taver trying to get back up to that back bumper of Joe. These guys are teammates, and so we got 2 Angry Idiots and 2 Latte Motorsport guys kind of leading this charge. So what we'll do right now is we got a little bit of a break in the action. Surprisingly, as spaced out as this race has been, it's been action all over the place. We're going to take a quick break for some station identification and be right back with the remainder of this race, as we got 17 laps to go of this 35-lap race here, sponsored by Ram Designs.
Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Once again, new series for us here, the Midwest Days of Thunder Cup Series. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Rockingham 150 brought to you by Jinx Shifters. Well, good afternoon, good evening, good morning. Jason over here, Signature Esports.
And welcome back, everybody, as this race continues to roll right on along. We saw there Greg Klein and Eric Fiorello get past their teammate Derek Schimmel, putting him a lap down without too much of an issue. And then same thing here with Michael Buckley. They're trickling their way through some of these lap cars. And, you know, in this situation, if I'm not having the best of race and I'm kind of one of these lap guys, I'm going to let them go through as quickly as possible because that's one less lap that I got to do.
Yeah, and I'm kind of surprised we have this many cars still on the lead lap. Well, not too surprised. I mean, it takes you more than 2 minutes to get around here. So it's 4 miles, folks. This is a huge track, winding around through the Wisconsin forest here. Oh, the 10 is back in the wall again. He's in the tire barrier, folks. Matt Forns having some problems. Got off track again.
He must have been staring at that cheese force like you were talking about there.
He must have been.
Y'all just mentioned Derek Schimmel. I don't think we mentioned him at all. Just kind of quietly run along back there.
Oh, I
Good on
feel
him for letting
bad.
him pass. Yeah, he's probably mad at us, but he's an angry idiot. He'll be okay.
And he's going to be angry either way.
You know what? Looking at his car, it looks pretty good. So he's just keeping it on track, just chugging along, not making really too many mistakes or anything. Just kind of cruising along. Right now, sitting there in a top 10, and you know he's one of those guys that really wants a good finish to take a lot of pressure off of himself when they go to Dega, as Michael Buckley goes off track. So Derek Schimmel's going to take that position away.
Yeah, but he just went off track there, and it seems to happen out here. I think concentration is key, maybe. I would be taking some Adderall or something, just to concentrate extra on
Gotta
something
get
like
in
this.
a rhythm, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's super. There's too many turns. 4 miles of it, 35 times. I'm not good at math, but that's a lot.
Somebody who's on a tear right now, making up a lot of positions. A bunch of them that he lost is the 27 Red Stick Mike Simone, sitting in the 5th spot right now, right behind Taver Mowry.
Well,
Good job on Mike to recover a little bit.
You say right behind. He's 45 seconds behind, but
behind him in the standings.
Yeah.
But yeah, not right behind him on the track. That's for sure. You're definitely right about that, Alan.
But yeah,
He's
definitely.
ways behind.
Red Stick Mike having a pretty good run. I mean, really, other than some of the people we've seen have some little whoopsies and all that kind of stuff, I mean, for the most part, everyone's having a pretty good run of it. I mean, everybody, I would say, inside of that top 10's had a pretty solid race so far.
People are being pretty vigilant and able to dodge a couple of problems where we had guys getting loose, getting off track, maybe sliding back up across the track. Guys are being vigilant. They're being careful. I mean, and to be honest, I mean, there's only 16 cars out here, and it's a 4-mile track. So, I mean, yeah, once they get spaced out, it's a little bit less of an issue as far as, like, having a big one. We're not really going to have, like, a big one with these cars spaced out as much as they are. So that definitely helps.
And a new paint job for that 27 of Mike Simone, running Southwest colors here today. And I wonder if at his local airport they might have just started flying in there or something.
What happened to Braniff? Nobody's running a Braniff.
What about TWA? What a Trans World Airlines. Those were some cool. Braniff was totally brown, kind of like the UPS truck.
I had a bunch of Northwest Airlines frequent flyer miles. They freaking disappeared when Delta took over. I don't know what the hell happened there.
So
Compairs letting them by.
As the 27 goes a little wide and into the wall, he's got Tony Fry hauling up and right on past him there. So a little bit of a big mistake there for big Red Stick Mike Simone.
You're talking about the airlines. I do have a jacket. It was them guys are working real hard down there on the ground for you, doing all the work, loading the bags.
Oh yeah.
I got an Eastern Airlines jacket from the 80s. And that thing is warm. It'll keep you warm forever. Eastern Airlines. Remember those
Probably
guys?
made out of 100% asbestos.
Well, hopefully so. It'll just help me out a little bit longer down the road.
as Michael Buckley continues to try to make up from going off the track there a little bit and trying to chase down Derek Schimmel, but not quite having that happen. But once again, Eric Fiorillo lost a little bit of time from a little off-track excursion, but he's caught right back on up to that back bumper of the 92 of his teammate Greg Klein. So once again, I'm gonna propose to you guys this question: will Greg, if it comes to it, just pull on over and let Eric by so he can secure that spot up for the into the next round?
I almost think that if that was going to happen, we might have already seen it, because they're really fighting. And as Grumpy Gramp Racing says on Facebook, it's like, man, this is a real battle for the lead. And I think it is. I think I think if Greg was going to just lift and let him go around, I think he would have done it already.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure.
I mean, I'm not in their head as much as I would like to be listening to what their conversation was, which would probably be like a Break Squeak and Jason Aldean or something dumb like that on the radio.
Oh man!
Sorry. I don't know. That's we're gonna time.
I
That's
agree with you, but I'm not gonna.
Time will tell what's gonna happen here, and that's gonna be probably the most fun part of. If they can keep it going and not go off track, that's going to be interesting in the last few laps.
Grumpy Gramp says, I think he's going to drive around him anyway. Hashtag ship it. I don't know. We'll see.
You think Eric could send it right in the back of Greg if he had to?
Hey, if it fits, it ships, man.
No, I know where that comes from. That's why all my packages are damaged, Brown. Sorry.
Man, that was the same thing when I was kind of doing that gig. If I could throw something into a box, it didn't care if that box was exploding at the seams. If it fit, it shipped.
Eric is really on his bumper now.
And these guys are in the same radio channel together most of the time. Let me jump down and see. Yeah, they're in the same radio channel right now. So, I mean, they're in constant communication with themselves and Derek Schimmel, the team owner, also in that channel. And Alan Kewins, who's a Xfinity driver, is probably in there for moral support and maybe has a calculator or something. I don't know.
And just telling these guys, hey, keep doing what you're doing. And he's probably in there to help out Derek Schimmel probably the most. As I mean, right now I think Schimmel's the one who's got the most traffic around him. As both Greg and Eric still have that 36 second lead over Joe Neidig there in third. Looks like Tabor's run. Oh, as Matt Forns had another issue by the looks of it.
Joe Neidig went off track as well.
Uh-oh.
Tabor's coming up. Getting real close to him now.
Let's take a look back here and see what happened to Mr. Forns, and just coming into this hard braking zone with that crazy corner. Yeah, just drifting off onto the track.
He
Thankfully,
left it at 10.
yeah, you know what? He might be one of those ones that got that voodoo curse on one of their paints. You know, ever since he switched from that Vitamin R car, he's been having some issues.
Kraken. Not very good luck for him.
Yeah, nobody knows what a Kraken is. It's just made up. I don't know what.
It's from.
No, it never happened.
It's from that old movie.
No, that's a movie. It's not real life. Tabor Mowry trying to get on
Monster.
Joe Neidig's bumper there. That should be a good little battle for third floor.
Clash the Titans, man. Clash the Titans.
Well, did that happen in real life? Is that a real thing? Or
I don't know.
Movie? Me neither.
It's like a Greek mythology thing, isn't it?
But
who's to say? Who's to say?
Agree to disagree.
As we start to tick these laps down, we got 12 laps to go. It's going to be 11 here in just a little bit, and going to be looking at our second round of pit stops coming up, and that will be it for the rest of the race. And That's all I got.
Grumpy Gramps Racing. We need to get this hashtag trending. It's hashtag crackheads. KRAKHEADS. I think that's what they call their fans.
Do they
You
really?
you guys on social media, let us know. But I think that's what. Oh, here comes the 92 in for his second pit job.
But the 25 stayed out.
Oh, what is the deal with that? I don't like that.
I wonder
As
if
far as
Eric's
shooting
thinking, all right, I've got some empty track in front of me. I need to get around Greg, whether he was going to let me around or not. So I think that's what Eric is thinking right now is, let me put some time in, come in the next lap, and hopefully when I come back out,
Right.
he can come out right in front of Greg here. But we'll just have to wait and see how everything cycles on around as Joe Nida comes down. Same thing with Taver Mowry in that 5. He's going to come on in. I got a feeling in a minute, quite literally a minute, Mike Simone will decide to come on in to take his pit stop, seeing some of these guys come down.
So the GGR guys did confirm what I thought Matt Forns told us, which was the Seattle Kraken fans are called crackheads.
That fits the bill for Seattle. I have a lot of. I don't even want to get into that.
It's
That's
hockey talk, man. You know.
Well, no, I'm talking about the town and all the Chaz.
Okay.
The Chaz and the things, and I think it was over there. It was near there, whatever.
Well, thank
Anyway.
goodness Forns lives out of town.
Yeah, he's not like that.
Yeah.
He's a regular. Anyway, what do you really think Eric is going to gain an advantage? I mean, do you think they plan this together, or are they just separating and saying screw being teammates?
They did have pit stalls right next to each other. Did that have anything to do with it? I really don't know. Do I think one lap worth of tire fall off is going to hurt Eric? No, I don't think so. As long as it's only one lap.
Yeah, it's so crazy. You know, we're used to just turning left and having a mile and a half, 2 miles to go. So you kind of know where everybody shakes out on the track, and I just.
Oh, went around in the gravel, overcooked it, almost took the 10 with him.
Eric
William
Fiorello-
Brown yeeting it.
Eric Fiorello is in the pits.
Well, there you go.
Super slow and long pit deal here. So look at that, man. How lonely is that when you're riding out there by yourself?
24. Joe Neidig in third place. Way off track. Taver Mowry has to dodge him. Taver taking that position, now on the podium. Right where he started, right there in third. So
Let's go back and
missed his
take a
spots
look
a
at
little
that.
bit.
Oh, yes, the 24 just overcooks it into that corner just a little bit. Right before that, Johnsonville Speedville Carousel. So, yeah, as we are now back live up here kind of at the front. And if you say Eric Fiorello missed his box a little bit, that cost him a whole bunch of time. So Greg Klein was able to get around and has a 6-second lead now. So Eric's got a whole lot of work to do, but he's got nothing but a Texas-size gap behind him. It's like a minute and a half.
Yeah, I mean he maybe 2 or 3 seconds there. I think it might have caused him. As he
and Eric's one of them cats that we say it that he's great week in, week out, and then crap happens. Bad luck just befalls him, and I don't know if it was bad luck or just missing his box or whatever happened, but yeah, it was a 1.5 seconds slower pit stop than the 92. So yeah, you're right. He's got his work cut out for him. And that 1 lap extra of tire fall off and cold tires running out looks like it's kind of got him at a little bit of a disadvantage now. As he's 6 seconds behind the 92 of Klein.
Let's just be honest. Even if he does get a P2 here, that sets him up great.
Oh yeah,
For making it. It's not a death penalty not to win this thing. So I mean, we're kind of overreaching a little bit, but
And
you
the
want
90
it. You want it though. You want to win.
and the 92 is entitled to get that win. That was brought up during the drivers' meeting, saying, "Hey, even if you're not a playoff driver, you're entitled to fight for a win. We don't want you to race any different than you would race if you were in the playoffs." So definitely the 92 wants to get a win, and it's his right to do so. And the 25 looks like he's making a little bit of ground on the 92. So let's see if the 25 can get up there and maybe pressure the 92 into making a mistake. So it's going to be an exciting finish either way, I think.
As they came across the line, we are now 9 laps to go here, which normally doesn't sound like a lot, but here that's actually still quite a ways, as Joe Neidig was able to get back around Taver Mowry there, and it looked like Taver might have just given him the spot back, seeing that Joe's been running a really good race here. He's been fairly quick and just trugging away. And, I mean, up until some of the last pit stops and whatnot, he wasn't too far behind Greg and Eric, and wasn't really losing too much time either.
Speaking of angry idiots, Derek Schimmel is the last car on the lead lap. It looks like Greg Klein is going to be coming up on him here pretty soon. Klein and Fiorillo, so I don't think Derek's going to fight these guys to try to stay on the lead lap. I think Derek, as a team owner, wants his guys to do well here in the playoffs. Well, at least Eric in the playoffs. He's not going to stay in front of the leader and try to block him either. So as they come up on the 96 Mountain Dew machine of Derek Schimmel, let's see if he lets him around. Might be another lap.
Well, you got to be careful. Derek may be eyeing that Johnsonville Bratwurst sign going overhead,
It's kind of distracting.
Yeah, you get a little hungry.
I'm trying to see what you guys are seeing, but they're already way gone in front of Derek.
Okay, my bad. I was looking at the scoring deal.
No, I'm not looking at either. I'm looking at the Johnsonville Bratwurst
I'm
signs,
sorry.
the Sargento cheese, and they're, all that cool stuff. But Eric Fiorillo is gaining ground, looks like, on Mr. Greg Klein at
Yep.
this point. in the race.
Grumpy Gramps just mentioned that as well, saying Eric's catching him. As the 48 of Brown goes around the 21 of Compare.
That's
Right
side by
on the big
side,
long front stretch.
side by side up that hill and across the line. Looks like William Brown will make that pass happen and come on into turn number 1. And no issues there, as Eric Fiorillo setting the fastest lap of the race, a 2:14.55, which is a solid half second faster than anybody's else's quickest lap.
That's a qualifying time. So I think Eric knows how many laps are left, and he's probably gauging, here's how much I can burn my tires. And wow, what a lap, 2:14.55.
Yeah, it's coming down to it. We got just a few more battles out there. And Taver Mowry and Joe Neidig, I know they got some fans out there. They're kind of going after each other here for the podium. They want to talk to us at the end of this thing.
They at least want the points.
Well, I thought they just wanted to talk to us.
I wouldn't want to talk to me.
That's true.
As it would appear, I think Corey Wakefield has probably called it a day due to how long he's been kind of sitting there in those pits, and
It's mathematically impossible for him to make a position now.
yeah, so he's just going to come away here last place, 16th. But he tried. That's all you can ask of these people is come on out here and try. And some nights it's not your night, and unfortunately, it seems like every night he races here at Road America, it's just not his night because he had some issues in the Xfinity cars as well.
92 running into some lap traffic up here. He's got Michael Pimpere right in front of him. Quimper doesn't want to go lap down, but at the same time, I don't think he wants to hold up the leader. The 25 right on Greg's bumper now as they hit this lap traffic.
And that's just good timing there. So Eric's going to be able to get around without an issue with that slow traffic, while Greg Klein was kind of caught up for a bit as Matt Forn's coming down pit lane to get some stuff and maybe get some stuff fixed, and we're going to have a little bit of a race here for the win, boys.
Oh man, it's just getting good. I love it when teammates get up there, and I don't think there's going to be any giving.
Yeah, I don't know, but do you think they could fight or anything cool? I mean, they may actually fist fight each other over this thing.
Well, they live about 2 or 3 hours apart, I think.
They could meet in the middle.
Yeah, they probably could. Queen Wilhelmina area somewhere. I think they could play King of the Mountain out there, but
Well, they'd probably just have a hamburger and cold beer or water or whatever they do.
they could probably meet at Andolini's and have a little discussion over some pasta or some pizza.
Yeah, hash it out over pasta.
Yeah.
That's always good. Italian way.
Yeah. No, Greg loves Andolini's, and
Eric's Italian. What a perfect match.
yeah, and he's been there before, so
Oh yeah, great pizza.
I think that'll make it up. It'll be all right. I know you want to see some helmets and some hands flying, but
Well, I mean, I guess Isaac kind of got a little feisty there earlier. I don't know what was happening on the FaceTime, but it sounds like it all settled itself out.
oh yeah, man, it's that's one of the great things about this league is there's so many great people here, and everybody, for the most part, everybody gets along great. And if you're looking for a place to go racing, Midwest Days of Thunder, look them up on the league directory. Check out their Facebook page. Do all the research you want, but yeah, once you've raced here for a little while, the friendships, the camaraderie that gets built over the time that you spend in this league, it really is a great place to race.
Good sponsors coming on too next season. I know we got some surprises. I think Grumpy Gramps going to be involved, obviously. Grumpy Gramps Racing. And,
Oh, the 73 wrecking out. His engine's gone.
Uh-oh.
Across the gravel, rear ending it into the wall. Oh, he's done. I think he's going to have to tow
So
from
watch.
the 11th place.
Oh man, just spins it under a lockup there or something, and just absolutely no control of it whatsoever.
Man. Heartbreak for the 73.
Might have had a black cat come out in front of him or something.
I'm telling you something. Or us talking about him. That seems to do it too, but man, 73 racing so well this season. So many great finishes. But still a great season for him.
Wow, we're going to see him in the top 5. I guarantee
Oh,
that
yeah, for sure.
next week at Dega. Which I'm looking forward to that, man. That's my style of stuff. I know it's English, it's your style. It's going to be so fun to watch.
I love pack racing as, a lot of people love it as a viewer, but hate it as a driver. I even like it as a driver because, let's face it, I'm not a very technically talented driver. So I love a race where I can pick up a draft.
Ooh, Greg Klein with a little bit of mistake heading into the carousel. That's going to leave an opening for Eric Fiorello to make a move up the inside, and he will. So Eric Fiorello stealing this lead away from Greg Klein after Greg makes probably one of the only mistakes of the race so far. And now Eric drifting a little wide, kind of heading through the kink.
The 10.
What happened there?
Wrecked out. The 5 and the 10 just wrecked.
Oh, well, that wasn't good. Well, do you think that was staged? Do you think they're making bunk beds in the ground?
As the
Greg legit.
Oh no,
made a mistake.
the 10 looked like he just got loose under braking and had to get off the brakes a little bit to keep that thing under control, but he ended up kind of launching himself into the 5 of Taver Mowry, but it also sounded like that 10 might have blew an engine or something, because a lot of damage coming from that. I don't see any smoke coming out of that thing yet, but He definitely doesn't have the protection that he normally has up there on that front of that car.
So what do you think about this pass for the lead? Do you think this is the race here?
Ooh,
He's got 7/10 on him.
yeah, we're still 16 miles away if you look at it, really, roughly.
Oh, that's a fact.
So that's a long time, you know. That kind of sucks for that feller in the 10 car. What happened to him?
As we do have to say another quick thank you to our sponsor of today's race, and that's going to be the Rand Designs. They do a whole bunch of car painting needs and all that kind of stuff for iRacing. But not only that, but they will be your team's graphic designer. If you run, real life cars or whatever, they'll send your local wrap company all their designs and whatnot to get your car looking the way you want it to. So definitely go check them out. That's going to be Ram Designs, and man, some of their work looks absolutely phenomenal.
It's awesome. They don't just do stock cars. They'll do what do we see? Some stuff on their LMPs and stuff that had some cool paints, and I saw a real life sprint car with some of their artwork on the front wing of a sprint car. So yeah, man, Ram Designs, those guys are where it's at.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet, man. And if you got a kid running Bandolero or some stuff like that,
Oh yeah, for sure.
hit them up, man. They'll figure out a way to put their design with whatever you have in mind on your car. So
A great idea.
definitely.
Yes, Eric Fiorello with 5 laps to go. Going to be 4 laps to go here coming up in just a second. Getting around from probably one of the only mistakes we've seen from Greg here today, but he's also been driving the wheels off of that thing, putting time after time. Oh, as Eric goes into the grass just a little wide through that final corner, but he still has plenty of room behind him. But Greg Klein will close that gap up just a little bit. But again, it's just going to be the question of, is Greg going to... Oh, as Matt Forn's having another issue there.
Yeah, that feller's having a tough one. But here's my problem right now with Eric, Italian Stallion from Arkansas, Fiorello. We've seen it before. He's super fast at these road courses, but he gets super excited. Can he hold that excitement down, tamper it down, and finish this thing off?
As looks like Stephen McComas had a little bit of an issue. Trying to go back to see what happened to him. Oh, I wonder if his engine blew, because he was going very slow kind of down one of these straightaways coming up to the end, and just, yeah, it looks like he pulled off to the side and stopped and towed to the pits. So I think for Stephen McComas, his race is done for today.
Saw that with Malarkey, lost an engine and had a tow, unfortunately.
What you're saying, they should put better engines in these cars. It seems like we're having an issue here. I don't know if it's the heavy cheese air or what.
Well, it goes all back to that key to the race, and that's keeping it on the track. You don't blow an engine if you keep it on the track. And unfortunately for a lot of these guys that have been in the pits for a while and are kind of calling it quits for the day, it's just not quite able to keep it on the track.
27 Mike Simone's wrecking.
Oh, right in front of the leaders, too. He's able to hold it into that little outside wall and that not-so-straight straightaway. But the 27 of Mike Simone having a big-time issue there, and the leader's able to get around.
Greg Klein is right on Fiorello's back bumper now. Less than a second.
Oh, Greg, is he going to climb him? I'm concerned now. Now I'm starting to get a little worried. And if nobody here knows what climbing means, that means when you're kind of winning this thing, and I've actually been in a race where I was winning, and this guy in the 92 car, he'll stick his bumper on your bumper, and he'll turn you. I don't know if y'all seen that before.
Yeah, that's what it's called. It's called being climbed.
Yeah, a little concern for Eric. Watch out there, number 25.
Yeah, we'll see.
Now, we do have to give a little bit of a shout-out right now, and that's to the 21 of Michael Pimpere. I don't want to jinx him. However, he is the only driver in this race to to have not gone off track once.
Damn, really?
What has he got? Like some kind of Tesla out there? What's happening? Has he got?
Yeah, he's got the
Elon Musk?
autopilot thing.
Yeah, keeping it between the white
Elon's
lines.
steering that thing.
Michael Pempere, the Arundel, Maine native, having a pretty good run. I mean, in 8th place right now, and kind of really nobody around him. He's got a little ways to go to catch up to Mike Simone, but we just saw Mike Simone having a big time issue. So looks like he's gonna be able to close that gap just a little bit. Whether or not he's gonna run out of laps, I don't know, but still solid run here and keeping it on the track, key to the race to the T.
Yeah, or did you say Arundel, Maine? I didn't know where.
Arundel, yes. It's kind of near that Maine New Hampshire border, up a little north. Not too far north, but not too bad.
Oh, so they have internet up there. Okay, that's where the rich are. I got you. There's no moose. Is there moose?
Oh, there's always moose.
Oh, heck yeah, let's do it. I want to hunt one of those things.
All right, enter the lottery, man.
I'm going to have to. I don't know anything about it, but we'll talk afterwards about this moose lottery.
GGR pulling for Pempere on the Facebook page, too.
He's such a good guy, too. I'm pulling for him. A lot of good guys out here. I don't, I talk about fights and stuff. Everyone on here, man, I'd have a beer with all of them. They're just a good group of fellas, and I can't wait till next season for sure.
Grumpy Gramps saying Ram Designs is the bomb. Oh, yeah, man. Gotta agree with you there. Go check out their Facebook page, man. You'll be convinced.
As Eric and Greg head up the hill another time, you got 2 laps to go. Eric leading this one off, and if you guys remember, during the entire regular season, Eric Fiorello was kind of maintaining a top 5 in the point standings without a single win. So this would be Eric's first win here in the Cup Series if he is able to hang on and hold off Greg.
Fingers crossed, man. We talked about this before the race started. He was one of those guys that we said, hey, watch the 25. He can lock himself in and not have to worry about Talladega, you know?
Yeah, just have fun with Dega. That would be the fun part about not having to worry about it, because it is super fun, but it's white knuckle driving for however many laps they're going to do. It looks like Greg, I'm just outsider looking in. Don't know anything about what's going on, but it looks like he's kind of laid off a little bit, and he may just be kind of letting Eric cruise up there at this point.
And look at Joe Neidig. He's sitting in third. He's 50 seconds off the lead cars here, but way to stay out of trouble. And like Alan said, keep it on the track. He's doing a great job being consistent out there. Him and Tabor, 30 seconds behind him, but I mean, just to stay out there and put in the work. You can tell these guys practiced.
Yeah,
they're not out there. They're not out there running.
Just
not having run the track before.
Top 5 and hell, even top 8. It's going to help you for next week. You're not going to have as much pressure.
Yep.
So every position gained is really good in these playoffs. And I think we're going to see a great playoff.
As we talk about positions gained, we need to talk about positions lost a little bit here. Mike Simone having a little bit of an issue coming into the pits, having to tow into the pit lane. So Mike Simone is losing quite a few spots. That's going to move Michael Pempere, Derek Schimmel, and Michael Buckley up that leaderboard. And I know Pempere and Schimmel both really want to, have that solid finish. And both of those guys having a pretty solid race without too much of an issue. But the white flag has been waved. Finishing this one up, we've got Eric Fiorello, followed by Greg Klein, who is followed by a Space, and then followed by Joe Neidig, who were talking about having a great run here, and same thing with Tabor Mowry. And coming up on some lap traffic here, Tony Fry and some others. And
Tony Fry just spun off the track too, so he's having some difficulties. They need to be careful here.
It looks like Eric got through it, no problem. It looks like Greg is being very cautious at this point. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, who's that
Ooh.
that just went in the gravel?
That's the 28 or 26, excuse me, of Michael Buckley.
Yeah, he was trying to let him through, and he just kind of went wide. And he was just being a gentleman there.
Oh, okay, I
Luckily it
got you.
worked out,
Just one of
That
those,
makes
you know, in an endurance race, you got a faster car coming up on you. Go on around, and then
No,
that,
but, yeah.
that messes you up. But yeah. Coming into the Johnsonville Speedville Carousel, Eric Fiorello with a solid 4.5-second lead over Greg Klein. Just a few more corners and a not so straight straightaway to go, and he's gonna find himself in that second round of the playoff, moving on to the third round of the playoffs, and picking up the first win. Oh, as William Brown has an issue right in front of him, kind of through that kink. So William Brown coming slowly back onto the track. Eric able to get around him, no issue. Oh, as the 64 Tony Fry trying to sneak by him as well, because that is 4 position. So we got a little bit of a race for position right behind him as this goes on. And of course, you know, Greg Klein, I think, realizes he's not going to be able to really catch up, so he's going to let those guys fight it out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, smart on Greg there. Wow, that was kind of wicked, wasn't it?
But through the final corner, Eric Fiorello has a straightaway and a hill, and coming up and over and across the line, Eric Fiorello picking up his first win here in the Cup season, first win in the playoffs, moving on to that third round, and it looks like William Brown will fall just short of Tony Fry. Greg Klein was able to finish here in second. Looks like Joe Neidick still got a little bit of ways to go. He's on that not so straight right now, and he's got a nice big gap to Taver Mowry right now, and just can kind of cruise this one on in and finish up with not too much pressure.
Hey, that was cool, man. You know, I'm not a right turn guy, but I had fun. Do you think Eric has to drive 4 miles to do a burnout? Is that what happens here?
I don't have a clue. Looks like he's doing it. He's gonna come around.
You might as well.
Oh no, he's gonna stop over here by some of these fans in the
he's
cheap
doing a
seat
burnout.
bleachers.
Yeah, that's where the regulars are.
Hey, there you go.
Sweet.
You gotta give some of the pours a little smoke show too. Yeah.
If we didn't have these great pit passes, that's where we'd be English right there. Where the pours are.
Man, what a race!
We slowly have everybody finish up. This is kind of one of those situations where we unfortunately got to wait for everybody to kind of finish their laps and all that kind of stuff. As looks like Derek Schimmel has completed his race. Oh no, it looks like Derek had a late issue there. He's missing quite a few parts to his vehicle.
I don't think he cares at this point. We got to get these guys' agents to get them up in the podium so we can talk to them as quickly as possible. Because I want to hear the excitement.
And, well, right now we do have someone who is ready, and that's going to be our second place finisher of Mr. Greg Klein. Greg, congratulations. You finished here in second, but I think you were probably looking for the win here. I know you led dang near just the entire thing up until after those final pit stops, and Eric was able to get around you, but still a heck of a run. And I mean, out of everybody out there, you're one of the ones that kept that car clean, and you know that was our key to the race, was keeping it on the track, and that's what you did.
Yeah, I mean, I really love this track. Unfortunately, I got a little wide on the carousel there that one lap when Eric got by me. I'm just not going to fight him since he's in the playoffs. But, man, I got to say, great job to the guys that were, you know, the lap cars were kind of staying out of the way. They didn't really affect, you know, me and Eric a whole lot. Made the race nice for us. Wish could have got the win, but, man, I'll take second, especially when a teammate wins.
We did see a lot of that great sportsmanship tonight. Guys letting the leaders and the playoff drivers kind of go by and do their thing. But there was a lot of discussion between all three of us at the beginning of this thing, because we knew that you and Eric, you guys are for lack of a better term, road course ringers. You guys are good at it. We knew you were going to be strong. We knew both of y'all were going to be at least top 5, if not top 3. Most of the talk, as you can imagine, was, well, man, is Greg going to get up there and climb him for a win, or is he going to give Eric plenty of room when this thing finishes up?
Yeah, like I said, once he got by me, man, I'm not going to fight him. He's in the playoffs. He's still fighting to go through for the championship. So there was just no need for me to fight with him. Plus, he's honestly faster than I am. I'm good at this. He's better.
I don't know how much better. You looked better 2/3 of the race at the beginning, and I think you guys as teammates should go do karate in the garage after this, because you guys put on a show. Y'all just tore it up, and good to see both of y'all 1-2 as angry idiots. Congratulations.
Yeah, we're still debating whose garage we're going to use, but yeah, that's on the agenda for later.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, got any shout outs to do or anything like that?
I appreciate you guys, Tabor, the admins. Like I said, I really love the lap cars didn't really interject themselves in this. Let everybody have plenty of room, great sportsmanship, everybody in the league. Man, great job, guys. It was actually a lot of fun.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations finishing here in second, and that's definitely nothing to scratch your head at, man, and we'll catch you later.
All right, appreciate it, guys.
All right. Well, before we go up to our race winner, we're going to slide down one spot and talk to our third place finisher, and that's going to be the 24 of Mr. Joe Nidick, who I think this is the first time we've actually had you up here, Joe, and congratulations being able to pull away a third place finish here. I know you had your teammate Tabor Mowry kind of alongside you there for quite a while, but talk about how tough this race was. I mean, especially just minimizing mistakes and keeping that car on the track. For a while there, it looked like you were able to hang on to where Craig and Eric were, but they were just able to drive around, but still, able to hang on for a third place finish.
Yeah, it's a tough track, man. You gotta definitely minimize the mistakes. I had a couple that I got broke a little bit late, and overshot a turn a little bit. Never really got too crazy, but yeah, for the beginning of the race, I was able to hold on to Greg and Eric pretty well, and I was just cruising along. And then after that stuff happened, I kind of settled in and was cruising along, trying to just get that third place. It's been a while since I've finished in third or higher.
Yeah, and Miss Pam was pulling for you and Tabor on Facebook, and was glad to see you finish as high as you did. Talk about some of the sportsmanship that you guys. We touched on it some just now, but a lot of the lap cars and the non-playoff drivers were giving you guys lots of room. And on a track as narrow as this, you really kind of need it. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, it was nice. I caught a couple of those guys, and most of the time, if I caught them getting close to a turn, I would just ease on them, and then as soon as we got to a straightaway, they would just step aside and move over, which I know all of us appreciate. I would do the same for them if the roles were reversed. It's a good thing. It can always come back to pay later when they do that kind of thing, because sometimes they need you to do that, and you remember that sort of thing.
Yeah, well, speaking of later, they may remember that next week. That's the big one.
Oh,
Vega, you put yourself in a really good position point-wise, but you're still going to have to show up next week. What are you thinking about going from this to a Talladega race? I know it's going to be kind of crazy. So what's your mindset?
Yeah, Talladega is always interesting. When I come into this race, we talked about it a little bit. I just want to get out of here with something solid. Get to Talladega. That way, you kind of hope you're solid in points, because anything can happen there. And I mean, I'll be honest with you. You get me at Talladega in these super speedways, and if I'm there at the end, I'm going to try for it. I mean, I'm used to being. I mean, I got the championship last season. I'm used to being up front, and that's where I'm hoping to camp out for the rest of this go here.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, you got any shout-outs you need to do or anything like that?
Yeah, I give a shout out to the teammates, man. They helped out a lot. Blake came in and did some crew chiefing for us, helped us out a lot. With where people were. That's a big help.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations. A solid third place finish here to kind of boost that morale and boost those points up heading on into Dega. And we wish you nothing but the best of luck, and we'll see you next week.
Appreciate it, guys.
And now up to our big time race winner, Mr. Eric Fiorello, getting his breakthrough win here in the playoffs at Road America. And man, Eric, you had a heck of a run there. You made a few mistakes kind of early on, but were able to kind of settle down into it. And I mean, both you and Greg were just absolutely gone just about from the get-go. But man, talk about how clutch this is, picking up a win here, heading on into Dega, making sure you make it through to that third round of those playoffs.
Well, it's actually a blessing in disguise that only our little team talked about before, because deer season starts next weekend. So I've got vacation scheduled and was looking at probably missing either 2 or 3 of the next races just because of my vacation and stuff. But it's definitely clutch to get it done and get to the next round, and hopefully my schedule works out and I could be back for Richmond. But man, it was an awesome race, a track that I love, and following Greg for so long. I was joking with him just before you guys pulled me up, and I told him, I said, man, following you is the only reason why I wasn't in the wall. I said it kept me in check. My nerves didn't get to me, and just kept hitting my marks and following him, and it kind of kept me calm and where I didn't crash the car out, and had a chance to get by him, and I knew he wasn't going to push me real hard, because we of course we're in the same channel, so we're talking to each other and stuff like that. But I saw the opportunity to go and took it and tried to keep it clean.
We talked a lot about that, about you guys being in the same chat channel and being teammates and all that kind of stuff. But congrats on this win. It's been a long time coming. So much bad luck has plagued you, stuff that is out of your control. And we just felt bad so many weeks for the 25 about the stuff that happened to you. But yeah, man, this week is extra special because you have no worries next weekend or next Friday, So
Yeah.
As far as after Talladega, what are your concerns moving into the next round? What are you looking forward to, and what are you looking to? what are you not looking forward to in the schedule finishing out the season?
Well, Charlotte can be a tough track. It depends on how this package. You can run flat out for a long time, but then everybody's going to run flat out for a long time. It's one of the easier tracks to drive. So you get a lot more traffic and you get a lot more, close racing. So that can be a problem. And so, like you said, my bad luck is it kind of makes you hope that you can get through them and stuff. But then, and Richmond, obviously a shorter track and a lot more laps, a lot more chance for good and bad to happen there. So probably won't be here for Talladega. May not be here for Charlotte, so I'm putting all my eggs in the Richmond basket. Hopefully advance through from there to the championship 4 and see if one of us angry idiots can bring that trophy home.
Yeah, well, what about bringing one of them nice trophy deer home too? That's more important.
There you go.
Yeah,
That's actually more important to me. I know it may be to you as well.
well,
Watching
and
them cameras.
yeah, I mean it's a tradition that I've had for a long time. I go down south about 3 hours. My son and actually the whole family, we take the camper down, and I hunt with my brother and my nephew and people that I've hunted with for 20 years in the same place that we've hunted for 20 years, and it's almost the same thing. It's the camaraderie and the friends and family. So I'm kind of torn, but then again, it's something that I've done. I hate to say a lot longer than I've been racing, but you always want to race, but then you also have life on the outside of it. So we'll hopefully get back for Richmond, and hopefully we can put it in the Final Four.
We get it, but look, this is set up a little bit like a family here. As far as iRacing, that right there is real life, real fun, and memories that you and your family will have forever. So we get it, but why don't you cherish this one, man? Awesome to see you in the front here, man. You worked your ass off, and great job.
We're
For
pulling
sure.
for you, man.
Yep. I mean, you guys, we've raced together for 4 years, and most of my road racing comes from following Greg Klein for 4 years.
Oh yeah,
Around, you guys have been there, and
sure.
Alan Coons was helping us in the booth and or in the chat with spotting and stuff, and helping us watch out for back markers and keeping us clean, and we had Derek in there too, was running his own race and got up to 8th, and he's the team owner of the Angry Idiots, so 3 top 10s, first and a second on the podium. Only thing better to have been a first, second, third, but we'll take what we got.
All right, man. Well, before we let you go, got any more other shout-outs you need to do or anything like that?
Well, it's a great league. I'm sure you guys have talked about it. I'm sure you guys are struggling to talk about stuff in these road courses, but Taver and all the admins do so much hard work behind the scenes for us. And you guys broadcasting, I mean, it's great. I've got family. My dad's texting me, "Hey, great race!" He watches every Friday and actually watches Mondays too. And text me this Monday, how come you're not racing? I said, well, it's Xfinity. There's a lot of guys out there. I don't want to get in the way, but man, it's just an awesome league to race in and have a lot of fun. And I've enjoyed it. Started in ARCA like everybody has to, and it's just a lot of fun, man. I appreciate everything you guys do.
Awesome. It's great to see your career, in iRacing make it to this level and get a cup win. And yeah, I'm sure all of us who, full disclosure, all your former teammates, we were all pulling for you, and it was great to see you put it in victory lane tonight.
I'm sure with an unbiased broadcast, though.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
All right, man. Well, again, congratulations punching your ticket to that third round, and know you're not going to be here next week, but wish you the best of luck the next time you come out here.
All right, thanks a lot, guys.
Oh boy, that was a solid race, guys, especially for
man, it was
for
good.
a road course.
Yeah, it was fun,
Absolutely.
and you could just tell the excitement in Eric's voice.
Oh yeah, man, he's pumped.
He's just happy to get there, and Greg, I think, was happy to help put him through, and Joe, the same thing, man. They're set up for next week.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like nobody else. So, man, fun stuff. I like turning left, so let's do that next week, guys.
Yeah, let's do that next week. Before we sign off here, let's head on through and tell everybody where everybody finished this one, as Eric Fiorello gets the big time win to punch that ticket and move on to that next round. And Greg Klein, his teammate there, I mean, both those guys were dang near inseparable the entire race, and kind of ran away with it, but a solid finish for Greg there, finishing second. Joe Nidick had a solid race as well, bringing that 24 machine home in third, with Taver Mowry. Other than really one big mistake, he had a pretty solid race, finishing here in fourth. Tony Fry not able to pick up the win here, but hopefully he gets to sleep in his own bed, as he did a pretty good job walking away here with a top 5 finish. William Brown in that 48, he started in the pits and was able to fight his way all the way back up to a 6th place finish, so good job from him. Michael Pimpere, your hard charger of the race, able to walk away here with a 7th place, and
wow,
like we said, he just kept it clean. That's all he did. He just kept it clean all race, and really didn't have too much of an issue. So good run from him. Derek Schimmel in that 96 was able to walk away here with an 8th. Michael Buckley had a 9th. And rounding out that top 10, the 22, Mr. Mac and Cheese, Justin Barkley.
Yeah, you look at all the north-south guys finished all together. Buckley, Simone, Barkley, Matt Forens in 12th place. Had a lot of problems out there on the track, and man, he didn't have much of a car left at the end of that deal, but finishing 3 laps down, I believe. 73 of Malarkey, man, after he blew that engine, it was pretty much over for him. Started in 4th, man. Heartbreak for the 73 and his spotter. The 70 of McComas, Stephen McComas, finished at 14th. Sneaky Pete Van Spriddle in the 80 machines, finishing 15th. And in 16th place, Corey Wakefield. Man, lot of damage early, and couldn't really get out of that 16th spot. So, man, what a fun race to watch, though.
Yeah, and of course, all this action was brought to you by Ram Designs. Thank you again for sponsoring this great race here today. Definitely go check them out if you have a real life or even fake life car here on the internet that you want to, custom design or graphic for. They'll do just about anything, and their designs are absolutely top notch. So definitely go give them a check out and a shout out and saying, hey, saw you over there on the Midwest Days of Thunder broadcast and checked you out. So definitely go look them up and give them some love. As always, got to thank everybody in here for watching. We had Grumpy Gramp Racing, we had Joe Archer, had Miss Pam, Eric Bunch joined us here late. Carter Nickel joined in for a little bit there, and same thing with Isaac Wilson jumping in. Tommy Stanley jumping in a little bit too, and
Joe Archer.
Yeah, all you guys. Thank you all for tuning in and watching tonight's race in action and all the race in action that you guys do tune into week in and week out. As we
and Eric's dad too. Eric's dad. He didn't post in here, but he was watching. So, Mr. Fiorello, wherever you are in Arkansas, we appreciate you watching as well.
Yeah, and. Just hope everyone has a happy and safe Halloween. Get those kiddos out there trick-or-treating, and all those adults try not to get open-carried tickets or anything like that watching those kids. No, that's a thing that happens up here quite a bit. Not open carry, open container. Excuse me.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, man.
Getting confused.
I had to.
I thought we were gonna have like an Alec Baldwin situation.
No, I had a.
Wow.
Oh, too soon,
I'm
man.
sorry. That was
Had the hunting talk in the back of my head, but
Okay.
until then, until Monday, where we pick up the first round of the playoffs, which we will update you guys as they have made an official decision on as to who's in and who's out. So we'll start the stream just a little bit earlier so we can kind of run through that on Monday. But until then, I am Alan Brown for Alan English and Adam Turner. We're signing off for tonight.
We gone.
And remember, we work for beer. See ya.
True.